Okay, guys, so today this is lesson 2 of the prerequisite content. So again, we're going to call this is your objective. So we're going to learn about order of operations today. And this should be a 2, and there's 0.2. If you look, you should see that the page you should be looking to in your notes is page 6. Okay, then what you're going to do once we get you into ALEKS is, well, you did an assignment the other day that was 0.1. That's good. You're going to turn that paper in, and then you're going to get a paper assignment for 0.2 so that we can get you into ALEKS and get you ready and going on it, and you'll do your knowledge check, okay? You'll show your work for 0.2 on an assignment page that I'll hand you when you come into class on Thursday and Friday. And you'll start that work on, well, you'll actually show your work just on the paper that you're going to hand in. And then when we start on 0.3, you'll start actually working in ALEKS. Anytime you're working in ALEKS, you're going to show your work in the packet. If I just give you a worksheet, you can just do it in there. Okay, you don't have to do it twice. Okay, and that's going to be your evidence, because the packets you're going to actually turn in your assignments and show them to me so that I can grade them, hand them back to you, and you can put them away. Okay, all right. So today we're talking about order of operations. So right away you should already know this. This is something that everybody should know. You should be able to look at this and put in PEMDAS over here to the right. Now the hard part is, can you fill it in? So just hit pause for a minute, pause the video, and now fill it in, and let's see if you can fill it in right. Okay, so this is what they all stand for, right? This is how you spell them correctly. Just so you have it, make sure you're writing that over to the right or over to the left here on this left column. And so the question is, well, where would these fit within these 4 if you broke these into 4 equal groups? Okay, so I asked you to think about that. So really, and I kind of explained it in some of the classes, is that parentheses would go right here, right? That's the parentheses, and that's all by itself. But multiplication and division, those are inverse operations of each other. Multiplication is the inverse of division. In other words, we get the same result when we multiply one number by another number if we divide by its inverse. Okay, the multiplicative inverse. Okay, the inverse, so for instance, if we have 5 times 1/4, we get the same result if we divide by 4. Okay, and it's going to be harder for the additive inverses because you guys don't know about negatives yet. Okay, but so that means we're going to have exponents here, and then we're going to put multiplication and division here, and then addition and subtraction down here. Because 5 minus 4, we get the same result when we have 5 plus -4. We're going to talk about that later, okay? But those are just inverse operations of each other, okay? If you don't fully understand this, you will. Just remember, I told you this. This is that explanation of, that's why they go. And what that means is these, when we're doing multiplication and division, we go left to right. And the same thing when we're talking about addition and subtraction, because they're inverse operations, we're going to go left to right. That's the most reminder I'm going to give you at first, okay? So let's just do some review here real quick. What I'm going to do is you're going to do the problems, and I'm going to put the answers on. So you're going to do the problems, pause. You're going to watch you're going to check and see if you got the right answers. You're going to circle the ones you got right. You're going to look again at the ones you got wrong. See if you need to go through some cognitive dissonance. Thought you know what you're doing. You realize you made a mistake. Now you got to change your way of thinking, right? That's just a process, okay? And so when you're looking at that, then what we're going to be doing is, if you make a mistake on this, underline it, come back to it, see if you can figure out what your mistake is. And if you need to, watch the extended video, which will help you understand those problems, okay? So I'll give an extended, I just want you to, but this is stuff you've already been taught. So like if I have 4 to the 5th power, we call this the base. And this is the number of factors or the power. And this, the base is the factor. So just to remind you on this, 4 to the 5th would be 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And you would just multiply it because there's 5 factors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 4. Okay, that's what 4 to the 5th looks like. That's just to give you a reminder. Okay, go ahead and do these 3. See if you get the right answer. Hit pause. See if you're getting the right answer. Then I'll post the answers up. You can check and see if you got the right answers. We'll go from there. Okay. You're supposed to fill in these spaces. Okay. These are the numbers it should be, and you're going to fill in the blanks too. But you got to now fill in these spaces. What does this mean? Okay. Okay. And then what does it equal? Okay. So hit pause and do these problems. Should only take you a couple minutes. Then come back, see if you got them right. Okay, so there's the right answers on that. Hopefully you're getting that right. Okay. Okay, so that's just a review because we're going to see a lot of mistakes in this. So I'll throw a few out for you, but we're going to see a lot of mistakes in that. Remember, this is, and on the extended video, I'll put some more time into explaining it. So if you're still not getting it, go watch the extended video. If it's the only part you don't get, fast forward to that section, watch it, and go from there. Okay? All right, let's look on the next page. Okay, so on this page, you're supposed to do order of operations. You're supposed to follow order of operations. Look at what we just talked about. Make sure you're keeping that in front of you. Be careful. If you might even want to just go ahead and write or copy that triangle over here to the right on your notes. Put it there so you can use that as a reference. Let's see if you get the right answers, okay? And remember, you should not be using a calculator with this. So you should be doing these problems without a calculator, okay? Should not be using a calculator because you can't use one in class, so might as well just get used to doing them without a calculator. Okay, so if you understand your order of operations, you'd see that the first one comes out to 24. The second one comes out to be 46. The third one comes out to be 24. And number 4 comes out to be 61. Okay, so this is where that cognitive dissonance comes in. So at this point, if you didn't get these numbers, these answers for these 4 problems, well, you know, if you didn't circle it, you got to go back and look at it. And again, be careful. Look at this triangle. Is there something in there you forgot? A lot of times it was you weren't being careful. So that's the first thing I want you to do is go back, see if you could see where you weren't being careful. You should have shown your work step by step, and I'll show you that work step by step in the extended video. Okay? Don't get frustrated if you're not getting this right, because we're showing you this, we're reviewing this because we know that many seventh graders, if it was only 5 in each classroom, we'd know we just got to do one-on-one with you and work with you on your one-on-one with you and work with you individually in class and find a way around it. But it's more than that. And so I bet half of you make at least one mistake on this. So now you're going to go through that cognitive dissonance. You thought you were right. You saw a mistake. Now you got to change the way you think. Okay? That's how you build perseverance. And if you did this bottom one, you're supposed to round to the nearest tenth. So that means you're going to round to these, right? So number 5A would be 0, and B would be 2.8. And again, if you don't know what you're doing with it, and if you see where your mistake is, write yourself a note over here to the side to remind yourself how to do it right. Okay? If you got it right, you're good. If you didn't get it right and you can't see what your problem is on any of these, then you need to go watch the extended video. And after you're done watching the extended video, if you still don't understand it, well, come ask a question in class. Okay? Okay. Now, we understand that most of you should have seen how to do prime factorizations. Okay. And so, like the prime factorization of 12 would be 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Okay. Which could also be written as 2 to the second times 3. Okay. So can you find the prime factorization of these three numbers? Okay. And so that's what you're doing with that one. The other two we've already reviewed. So now do these, see if you can do these problems, see if you can do them, and then we'll go from there. Hit pause, do these problems, see if you get them right. If you don't get them right, we'll go to the extended. We go to the extended video and see what you're doing wrong, if you can't figure out what you're doing wrong on your own. Okay, there's your answers. Okay, look them over. Hit pause if you need to, because I'm going to leave it up there for maybe another minute. Hit pause if you need to. Look it over. See what you think. See if you can figure out what your mistake was. See if you understand what you were doing wrong. Because half the time it's you weren't being careful. If you can see what you were doing wrong, then don't sweat it. Fix the mistake. And then write a note over here to the side telling you what you did wrong on these. Because this is your notes, right? This is what you're reviewing to make sure you're doing well. So when you're doing the homework, I'm going to expect you, if you're doing the classwork on Alex or on the worksheet and you say, I don't get how to do this, the first thing I'm going to say is, show me your notes. If you can't show me your notes, I'm going to know you didn't watch the video. I'm going to say, well, you haven't done your homework. Go do your homework, then ask me questions. You have to do your part. Okay? Go do your homework, then see if you understand it. Come and see me. Okay? All right. Now, if you really just don't get it, none of that, you don't think your teacher taught you this, which every year in eighth grade teachers come up and say, hey, Bruno, I know you spent like 3 weeks on this, but they said you never taught them that. So I know you just forgot it, or you never learned it, or they said it and you didn't see it and you didn't understand it, and nobody gave you the opportunity to figure it out. That's what you're going to do in class. You're going to watch this video, okay? You're going to watch this video, figure out what you don't understand, watch the extended video if you still don't understand it, if you can't figure out your mistakes, and if you can't figure out from the extended video what your mistakes were, Then what you're going to do is come see me at school. I'm going to say, are there any questions from the video? You're going to raise your hand. We'll talk about it as a group. Even ask if some students understand what we're doing. We'll go from there, okay? All right. Okay, see you in class. Have a good day.